Deadpool and Wolverine is the best MCU movie since Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which isn't saying much because it's literally the second movie after, but if you don't want to count that, then it's the best Marvel movie since No Way Home, which is ironic because it shares a lot of similarities and weaknesses as No Way Home. And I should start this review by saying I have almost no nostalgia over the Fox X-Men universe, Ben Affleck Daredevil, or any of the Fantastic Fours. I did watch them growing up, but I never loved them as much as I loved like the Spider-Man movies or the very early MCU movies when I was like 10 or something. In fact, the only X-Men movie I've ever seen is First Class, Logan, and the Deadpool movies. So I'm sorry when I say this, but none of them cameos or Easter eggs really did anything for me, although they did a lot more for me than what Multiverse of Madness attempted to do. At least the characters in this movie actually did something. Anyways, enough with the rambling. Let me start with this review in a positive note, and that is to say that the first 30 minutes of this movie is generally some of the best Deadpool content we've ever gotten. It's all setup, but it's good setup. Gives us some real cool characterization for Wade, real character conflicts, and just a chance to breathe and let the story fully develop by the end of the first act. There's a ton of comedy here in the first act that I think is stronger than the later two acts, and honestly, this first act just already captured my heart like the original Deadpool movies. Deadpool has already really, gotten me hooked. And it's basically impossible not to do that with that banger of an opening. I mean, that's probably the best opening of any comic book movie, to be honest. However, when Deadpool and Wolverine get pruned into the void, almost everything immediately downgrades. This movie is ugly, like really, really ugly. And why pay homage to Mad Max Fury Road when you look significantly worse than that movie? I'm sorry, but just right off the bat, the visuals is it's literally taken out of the movie. It's like an essence that got dripped off of its soul. Like, it's so bad. However, visuals aside, the action does keep its high momentum and energy throughout the entire film, which is great. I don't think there's a single bad action sequence in this movie. Even if I don't agree with the visual direction, I think that it's impossible to be bored in this movie. Things will just happen without any flow or story structure, and it feels like we have to go through point A to point B just to meet characters, just to have people freak out over the crazy obscure lore of the Fox X-Men or whatever, man. Like, okay, not to say that all of these cameos are lame. In fact, all of them are pretty cool. I didn't mind turning off my brain and turning on my comic book nerd brain to enjoy this. I really didn't. And if you got a lot from these characters, then that's good, because it really is a fun, enjoyable time. But after the movie, I really didn't have any more, in-depth thoughts, after the fact. I was like, yeah, that was cool, but that's about it. I mean, Gambit has great fight scenes, bring him back, but besides that, I really don't care much. And then we get to the end of the film, which is also felt kind of contrived, but I mean, to be fair, there was no real way for Wade and Logan to defeat Cassandra. She was just way too powerful, so I get what they were trying to do. And I will say the scene where Wade and Logan connected there with their healing factors, and we got that shot of Logan's costume just ripping off, that was really freaking cool. Speaking of, Hugh Jackman absolutely nails this role, man. So does Ryan Reynolds, honestly. I mean, I have zero complaints with the acting itself. It definitely didn't ruin Logan's legacy for me. I am capable of letting separate movies not ruin the experiences that a movie as powerful as Logan gave me. And that's all I have to say about that aspect. The score is pretty bland, I'm not gonna lie. There's not really a single track besides, I mean, I'm talking about like the actual like movie score, not like songs, like licensed songs, like Bye Bye Bye. Obviously peak, but besides that, the score wasn't really that much. At the end of the day, this movie isn't bad and can be really fun depending on who you are and if you grew up with X-Men or not. And, if you've been unsatisfied with how Marvel's been handling movies recently, then this isn't going to save the MCU for you, honestly. But it is a Deadpool movie, and Deadpool constantly delivers, and they definitely delivered the dream movie, Deadpool Wolverine hanging out, doing shit, and I do think that they delivered that pretty well. Generally, go out, see this movie with your friends, have a fun time, and, I think most people will enjoy this movie, even if there is some faltering, negatives there. Anyways, I'm going to give Deadpool and Wolverine a 6 out of 10. Definitely enjoyable film, but definitely not anything to write home about either, in my opinion. Now, what did you guys think of Deadpool and Wolverine? I'm sorry for the short review, but I don't really have that much thoughts on the film. I just like it. That's pretty much it. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was there anything that I didn't mention that you wanted me to mention? Please let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate your support. Like and subscribe. Have a good day.